I will say there are very, very few guys, and I understand, Tyler, he's got to produce. I mean, I do get it. But when we had Troy on earlier, Troy said kind of the same thing. Like, there's just every now and then there's these guys that you just think, hopefully they can produce. But even if they don't produce as well as they used to, there's these other kind of intangibles that make them valuable. And it does not happen very often. But every now and then there's guys like that.
Well, everything you just said is why I've never really loved the way that Vic Fangio has talked about Von Miller. Because Von Miller has earned the right to kind of have a little bit of a is it down year? Really? I mean, 8 sacks, was it really that bad of a year? You know?
Interesting.
I mean, Von Miller has earned the right to be a legend, to be a persona, to be that guy that you still turn to him. Like when the game's on the line, I don't care if he's had 8 sacks all season long or not. I think that he's going to come up with it. And that's the way you should probably view Von Miller if you're coaching Von. I don't know that it's the right idea to try to alienate him.
Good point. Well, Von owned it all today, though. He didn't back down from it. He owned it. He was in a great mood. Great mood. He wasn't bitter, wasn't upset, wasn't angry. I mean, was laughing, was having fun, but was serious when it was appropriate. Talked about what he was reading, what he was inspired by. Obviously, we've seen the physical transformation. It does lead you to believe, holy cow, if Von Miller doesn't have a great year this year, when would he have another great year? I mean, boy, does he look ready to go.
Yeah, he's putting in the work. It's
Right.
not about motivation at this point. So if it doesn't show up, if you don't get another 10, 12 sack season out of Von, well, it probably just means that he's over the hill.
Probably. But let's sit back and watch, man. I mean, this guy.
Doesn't it just feel like he's going to erupt?
Yes.
It feels like there's going to be an eruption.
I tell you, it felt like that today, and it felt like I was like, yes, this year. Yes, next year. Yes, the next 5 years. Give me more of this.
You know what? It kind of made it actually, Michael Jordan, it kind of feels like Von Miller for a year or two. He got into the Michael Jordan of, I'm going to go play for the White Sox.
Right.
Right. You know what? I just don't have the love for it anymore.
Right.
If I ever play another down of football, well, I guess it's been a good run.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, it comes back to you. And you're like, you know what? Forget this. Like, I'm not just out here to exist. Like, I'm out here to dominate.
Right. Because what does motivate you after 10 years when you've done it all? And Von found it. And you know what? It's hard to not imagine that getting COVID was part of it. I mean, it's scary. It is scary. I get it. You bounce back. You're fine. Don't tell me it's not scary and it doesn't get in your head. It's got to. Even if it's mild and even if you bounce back, you cannot tell me you don't go to bed at some nights wondering what the hell's going on. And likely, I mean, I don't think it's likely. I think it definitely happened. Von had some serious reflection about what he wanted this year to be all about.
Right.
And he has turned it into action. And man, oh man, I cannot wait to see it.
Hey, when everything gets stripped away from you, when you don't have the concerts, when you don't have the ability to go to the festivals, when you can't go to the Kentucky Derby.
Right.
Well, you know what? I could go all in on this thing, or I could just sit here and just kind of exist in life. But I'm going to find my passion again, and it kind of forces you to find your passion.
So with all the news we were reporting on yesterday with Juwan James, I felt, in terms of being a Broncos fan and what they're going to – I felt down yesterday.
I like it, dude. I like it. I love it.
But I felt reinvigorated today. And it's like, okay, that is big news what happened with Juwan James. But it really feels like today whitewashed over it. They're going to have to find a solution. It probably won't be easy. It wasn't their plan. But Tyler, they found you. I mean, I get it. It's not the plan, right? I mean, they were lucky to find you.
You don't find guys that have got that kind of experience on the street very often.
I get it.
That was a rare circumstance.
You're unique.
I mean, I am good looking, and dang it, I was good at football.
Even with those short little tiny.
Even with these T-Rex arms.